Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Continuing with all viewer request month, and yet another macro lager. This one was requested by Big Money Maker 316. This is a Michelob Amber Bock dark lager, an American Bock-style lager brewed with 3 unique malts, including roasted and caramel specialty malts. And it has another description on the neck. This dark mahogany lager has a rich, nutty aroma with a gentle hint of caramel malt sweetness. This American-style Bock has a deep, malty body that pours a tall head. Well, I gotta say, I was pretty surprised that it actually lived up to the description. Did pour a pretty big frothy head. And, yeah, it's a very, very dark copper color. More of like a straight brown than any mahogany, but, you know, pretty dark. Can't really see any bubbles in there. I think it got all the carbonation out from the vigorous pour. The aroma, smells like a pretty typical. It smells like a Bock made by Anheuser-Busch. You know, it doesn't smell as foul or grainy as, you know, their fizzy ale lagers. It's almost as if it has no smell at all than anything foul. I mean, like there's slight sweetness in the nose, but, you know, nothing really indicating that it's going to be any kind of robust, flavorful beer. So let's give it a try. Cheers. Huh. The first thing I noticed was just how overtly watery and bland this beer is. You know, this is they call it a Bock style and not a straight up Bock, so it's like it probably is just any other adjunct lager that they make, just they probably use darker colored malts to make it look darker. You know, you're not really getting, like with the nose, you're not really getting a whole lot. You're not getting a whole lot in the palate either. This is like, if you saw my review yesterday, I did the 𝓑𝓮𝓻𝓲𝓷 traditional lager, which is a mild, you know, amber lager, but has some taste to it. This is if you took 𝓑𝓮𝓮 and watered it down. It's okay, so yeah, so just because the beer is, you know, dark in color doesn't mean it's, you know, intensely flavored. It's a fizzy ale lager without any of the nasty corn or rice, you know, components to it, but it's completely lacking any real flavor. Now I'm starting to pick up on kind of a corn water flavor. If I really reach for it, I get like a slightly toasty, slightly nutty, you know, malty sweetness across the front. But I mean, you really shouldn't have to reach for it. And somebody who, like me, who's reviewed, you know, 540 different beers by now, like if I really have to reach for it to taste it, your average Joe and Jane 6-pack isn't gonna pick it up. That's for sure. It's very drinkable. It's very smooth. I'll give it that. I'm not having any problem getting this down. It's not very fizzy. It's not fizzy at all, actually. It's quite tepid. It's got a cold, kind of wet mouthfeel. I guess it's refreshing while it's in the mouth as much as, you know, water or anything else is refreshing. But it's not, you know, it's not truly refreshing. Like, you know, if I was drinking this on a hot day or with, you know, this is not strong enough really to stand up to food at all. You know, it's certainly, you know, there's no hops here. There's no bitterness. There's no genuine flavor to either match with food or that it's strong enough to cut any kind of food. Well, not much lacing on the glass there. Yeah, I mean, 80–90% of the time I was drinking this, I was more indifferent to it and finding it neutral than anything off-putting, but just in the few minutes that it warmed up, it just started to get a corn water, wet cardboard, kind of high fructose corn syrup, fake flavoring that you might get from, like, you know, a soda with high fructose corn syrup like Coca-Cola or anything. Leaves a slightly, almost like oily, pasty aftertaste, but for the most part it's clean. You know, it started out, at least neutral. It wasn't really offensive, but now that I've finished the whole thing, really not much to like about it. Not much to hate about it either. I wouldn't say I hate this beer. I would not give it a thumbs up though. I give this a thumbs down, but just barely. I would go 4 out of 10 for the Michelob Amber Bock. It's a below average beer. It's not, you know, god awful. I could drink this, but has a long way to go to really be true to the style, to be anything more than just a darker version of the biggest beer company in the world's Fizzy beer. So, thanks again to, what was his name? Big Money Maker 316 for requesting this beer. And thank God tomorrow we have an IPA coming up. So, thanks for watching this episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. I'll see you next time. Cheers.